Alright, so we're going to run through an iPhone 7 home button issue, iPhone 7 Plus home button issue that we've are trying to explain a little bit today. Basically what's happening is no matter what you do, you can no longer swap any type of home button on an iPhone 7 or 7 Plus. If it's not the original, it will not work. So I'm going to show you a little demonstration today of what I did to show that. I've got two iPhone 7s here with the original home buttons on the devices, and I'm going to swap them back and forth a couple times to show you exactly what happens. So you've got two camera angles. The video never cuts out besides some speed up. So you can see this entire presentation. As you can see, I'm showing off there that both home buttons are functioning, haptic feedback and functionality is working in them on both iPhones. So I'm going to go ahead and shut them down at this point. So we can begin the swap process. Obviously, this is the first time these phones were cracked open. So obviously, I needed to take them apart, and we're going to swap the LCDs around here, and which has the home buttons attached to them, and show you that they will not work once swapped. So a little bit of teardown time here. Power them both on. And the first thing you're going to notice that pops up is a couple errors on both phones, and one of them is going to say that the home button has been disabled and assistive touch has been turned on. So it's going to automatically disable the home buttons even though the hardware works. The software is going to go ahead and disable them. So bam and bam, there's the notifications, and my home buttons do not work on this phone at all at this point. Assistive touch automatically comes up. You can see it pop on down there at the bottom. Not only that, it sometimes causes some freak stuff happen with the phones, and they have issues powering on and off. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to swap these back here quick. And as you can see, I had to actually soft reset these to get them to come back on. There's weird power issues going on once you have the non-original home button on there. Another weird thing that Apple decided to do. So I power them back on, and as you can tell, bam, home button working on the left phone, and right phone is going to turn on, and the button's going to work here in a second. So home button's back on the original phones, working fine, showing you that the home button works okay if it's on the original one. It's only a software restriction, no hardware restriction whatsoever. These are identical phones, and just swap. I'm kind of explaining it with my hands there. So we're going to go ahead here in a second and do it again, just to show you one more time. And like I said, this is on any iPhone 7, 7 Plus. Nothing aside from the original home button will work. The software in the iPhones automatically disable it. So no go, no nothing, no home button replacements ever again on iPhones unless you want to use assistive touch for the rest of the device's life. So swapping the screens back again. Obviously, with the colors of the phones, the frames, and screens, you can tell which one's the original and which one's not the original, which one's which phone. So once again, showing you no go. Assistive touch is turned on, and you have to use assistive touch in order to use the home button. It is completely disabled. And like I said, it causes all kinds of funky stuff to happen, which is what you can kind of see there. Screen works fine, showing you that it's a software restriction on the home button and not on the screen, which is kind of weird. Security probably is what they're going to say, but I'm able to unlock both phones, which is the same thing as putting your fingerprint sensor reader in, and has nothing to do with haptic feedback. So why that would get disabled, I have no idea. So once again, we're going to go ahead here and swap those back again, and have them back the original devices so that we can show once again that they will work back on the original device. I had some funny issues with the right device here. It was being kind of a pain, so you're going to see me struggling here for a minute or two, trying to get it to turn back on. Left phone's working fine. Right phone just had a couple loose connectors or something in there was all. So I'm going to close her back up. Think it powers on this time. There you go. Home button clearly working on left phone on the original device. Showing once again hardware or a software restriction causing a hardware issue. Home button on the right phone working, and that is it right there. So this is Michael with iOutlet bringing you a little bit, Michael with iOutlet Elevate Supply and Repair.org, showing you a little bit of what's happening in the repair industry, and explaining that even though the original home buttons are being moved from device to device, they're causing a software restriction to make them not work. Welcome to the repair world. Thanks, Apple.